Well, you couldn't ask for a much better game to end our winter Game of the Week coverage on than an in-valley rivalry game with playoff seeding and even first place in the region up for grabs. Skyview plays host to Mountain Crest. If Mountain Crest wins this game tonight, it creates this big old logjam on top of the standings. If Logan wins their game, which they probably should, there's a lot on the line.
A lot on the line tonight. Skyview 7-2 could win the region outright tonight with the win here. Last time these two teams hooked up, fantastic overtime win for Skyview. Mountain Crest would love to avenge that right now.
Casey Oliverson doing the duties in that one. A big game from him and from Jalen Moore. We're used to seeing that from the Bobcats. They control their own destiny. Is that a lot of pressure for the Cats?
A lot of pressure, and really Mountain Crest loves this position, being kind of the underdog and having to come back and win it. Look for Crosby to have a big game, over 4 steals per game on the season. I love this matchup.
All right, it's the game of the week. Skyview and Mountain Crest coming up next on the Valley Channel.
I'm Jillian Michaels, TV's toughest trainer, and now you can burn 5 times the calories working out around the world with me. Introducing the new Nordic Track Incline Trainer. The ultimate weight loss machine just got better. iFit Live, powered by Google, brings the world to your feet. Walk on the Golden Gate Bridge. Run on the beaches of Hawaii. Hike the Rocky Mountains. The new design of the Incline Trainer automatically inclines to 40% and declines to 6% to simulate the world's terrain, so you burn 5 times the calories. No other machine does that, and all you have to do is walk. Plus, with the innovation of iFit Live, I'll control the speed and the incline of your workout so you get results. Guaranteed.
Call or go online to order your new Nordic Track X7i.
Get this experience, the best trainer, and I guarantee you'll get amazing results.
For more information, call 1-800-304-1606 or go online to NordicTrack.com.
Well, the regular season ends with a great in-valley rivalry as Mountain Crest visits Skyview on the Game of the Week, and it's brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness. Never give up. Lewiston State Bank, your hometown bank. Wendy's of Cache Valley, you know when it's real. See Needham Jewelers, middle of the block, sign of the clock. The Cache Valley Specialty Hospital, you do have a choice in healthcare. The Book Table, your family bookstore. Pier 49 Pizza, fall in love with pizza again. Import Auto, foreign and domestic auto repair. Lynn's Audio and Video, Cache Valley's audio and video specialists. A logo shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station. Welcome to the game. Let's hear from Kirk Hilliard, the Skyview coach, about tonight's game.
Coach, huge game tonight. Of course, the region championship on the line. Your team wins outright region championship. If your team loses, there's all kinds of messes going on. Tell me about tonight's game.
Well, it's important for us to just go take care of business. We've controlled our own destiny the last 3 games. We told the kids 3 games ago after we lost to Bonneville that if we just go take care of control what we can control, then we should end up on top, and so we just need to do that again tonight.
We were talking about before we came on camera here about how tough the game was last time, and you said, I don't want one of those again, and we really do because we love those kind of games. What did you learn from that?
Well, you know, all the Valley games have been really good competitive games this year, and so I think we can expect that going in, that every team's going to give it everything they got. You know, I think both teams are just going to lay it on the line, and hopefully the kids can just come out relaxed and play hard, and best team will come out with the win tonight.
How big is it not only to have, of course, a region championship is big going into the playoffs, but how big is it to have a win on that last game before you go in?
It's important to win on that last game to carry that momentum into Monday. The first round of state's a tough thing to prepare for because it can go any way, but a little momentum will never hurt going into the state tournament, that's for sure.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Coach Hilliard talking about the implications of tonight's game. They loom large. Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Olson at Skyview High School, along with Lee Vaughn, Mountain Crest, and Skyview, and the place is filling up fast, Lee. A big ticket tonight here in Smithfield.
Really, and you'll hear from Coach Bookmiller later. He'll talk about this, but this is a perfect setting for basketball in Cache Valley. A region championship on the line, in-valley bitter rivals. You just can't ask for it. Just came off of an overtime loss for Mountain Crest, a squeaker for Skyview. This is great.
And that was the last time Mountain Crest lost, was against this Skyview team. Coach Graydon Bookmiller spent time with Levon, and he talked about how big this game is for his team.
Coach, huge game tonight. Really a region crown on the line. Skyview can win it outright, but if you guys win it and Logan wins, there's a huge log jam going on here at the top of the region. How big is this game tonight?
Oh, it's huge. From my understanding, if we were able to get this one tonight, have to play very well, then we would have the #1 seed. So there's definitely a lot playing on the line, and looking at the bracket, you definitely want to be the highest seed that you possibly can going into the tournament. So that's our goal.
Talk to me about your kids, how they're feeling. Jittery, is any injuries we need to watch for?
No, our kids feel good. They're excited to play. I mean, you just can't script these type of games and environment. And the last one going into state with something on the line, it's perfect. So hopefully our kids are ready. I believe they are, and we'll make a game of it tonight.
Your last loss of the season so far was against Skyview in overtime on your home court. You got a 4-game win streak since then. What'd you learn from that game to bring to this game?
Once again, that we got to play for 4 quarters, and that every team in here is competitive, and they're going to play you, and they're going to play their guts out. And just because you're up, you can't just assume that you can just walk out of here feeling like the game's been finished. And both teams, everybody has too much heart for that. And just hopefully we're able to play for 4, and whether that results in a win or not will have to be determined. But hopefully we'll go out and play for 4 quarters like we know we can.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Now the coach's comments brought to you as always by Lewiston State Bank, your hometown bank with personal service since 1905. Lewiston State Bank. Lee, if you want to look at trends, one thing I looked at before the game is we're about 4 minutes away from tip-off. Skyview's averaging about 60.5 points per game. They give up 48.3, so they're plus 12.25. That's number 2 in 4A as far as point differential. Mountain Crest, they're number 8 in 4A, 53.8 per game they score, and they give up 49 a game, so they're plus 4.79. But speaking of trends, Mountain Crest has won 6 of their last 10, 4 in a row. They haven't lost since they lost to Skyview at their place, and they've won the last 4 by an average of 11 points. So what's the trend there? Well, they're plus 4.79 over 19 games, but they're plus 11 over the last few. So they played a lot of close games, and now they really seem to be putting people away. If you want to turn that back around and look at Skyview, they won 5 of 6. They won 2 in a row, and they're putting people away. That Logan game was tight for a while, but they've been winning games in the last 2 or 3 by about 14 points per game.
Well, the old adage is true, and we say it all the time, that defense wins championships, and that's really what both these teams have prided themselves on, their ability to play defense. You mentioned Skyview winning against Logan 62-53 back on the 15th of February. Then they beat Box Elder in convincing fashion by 21 points at Box Elder, 74-53. And overall, in the last 6 games, they're 5-1. The only loss being a tough loss here against Bonneville by 3 points, and that looms large now. If they would have won that, this game would be kind of just for fun.
Skyview could go from region champ to the number 3 seed, depending on what happens tonight. Now, if Skyview takes care of business, doesn't matter what happens anywhere else, they're the number 1 seed out of region 5, and they would end up playing Hillcrest in the first round of the state playoffs. But if Mountain Crest, and this is the way we understand it, which leaves room for interpretation. If Mountain Crest were to beat Skyview tonight, then they fall into a tie. Mountain Crest and Skyview fall into a tie. Yep. If Logan wins, that's a 3-way tie. Their next tiebreaker, well, you go head-to-head. Mountain Crest owns the head-to-head on Logan. They beat them twice. So Mountain Crest could do really no worse than second, and actually they would be first, the way we understand it, because they split with Skyview. And Skyview split with Logan, because then they go to common opponents and, best records. Because Skyview split and Mountain Crest took care of business twice against Logan, Mountain Crest would have the tiebreaker. So, Mountain Crest stands to gain a lot. Skyview stands to lose a lot.
Yeah, this is a fantastic setup, and we really love when games boil down to this. And really, it's going to be a battle of their stars. They really have to step up. Both these teams have some outstanding players. Tyler Crosby, we mentioned the opener, with 4.2 steals per game and 31 made three-pointers. He shoots over 1.5 three-pointers per game. And conversely, on the Skyview side, we got Jalen Moore, who averages 15.5 points per game, and Casey Oliverson, the 1-2 punch in the front court, and Riley Knowles, who's made 33 three-pointers. So These teams are pretty evenly balanced, I think. Skyview has a little bit of edge in the height, but not a whole lot.
Well, if you look at the top 20 as far as stats go in 4A, there's players from both of these teams all over them. There's 4 players in the top 20 in scoring, and Moore, Oliverson, Crosby, and Pututal. You talked about the 3-pointers. Knowles and Crosby are in on that. Rebounds, Oliverson is number 1 in 4A at 9.1 rebounds per game. And last time these two teams played, he had 17 points and 11 boards. Pututal's number 4 in 4A. In assists, Hall and Crosby are 3 and 5. Pututal's number 12, and you mentioned steals. Crosby's number 2 in the state, number 1 in 4A. Pututal number 5 in 4A as far as steals go. So you want to start throwing out numbers and stats. All you come down to is there's a lot of good players playing tonight.
And it's going to be clash of the afros. I'm so excited between our friend Pututal and Jalen Moore. We'll see which hair wins.
Hair wars.
Hair wars. That's right. I'm excited.
You're just jealous.
I am very jealous. That is true.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Mountain Crest Mustangs.
Mountain Crest Mustang will be Tyler Crosby, at number 5, Eddie Hall, number 10, Pututal, who we talked about, number 21, a senior, Cody Perks, and then another senior, number 23, Justin Peterson, another guard as well. 6'2", 6'4", 6'5", 5'9" for Eddie Hall, and 6'1", so a lot of them are over 6 feet tall from Mountain Crest.
But they will still be at a height disadvantage against the Bobcats tonight as they introduce the Cats here to their home crowd.
Yeah, Tyler Nielsen will start tonight at the guard line, number 12, a 6'3" junior. Another junior following up behind there, number 14, Jalen Moore, who we've talked about at length. Jason Oliverson gets to start once again for Skyview. Saw him start last time we were here. Number 23, Matt Dewey's going to start. A little cult following at school, apparently. And Casey Oliverson, number 32, the final starter for the Skyview Bobcats. We're just about ready to go. I don't know what that was all about. I saw a bunch of students' T-shirts down there that said, "Release Matt Dewey" on their T-shirt. I don't know if he's been in bondage or what, but too bad Charlton Heston's not with us anymore.
He could
free him from bondage.
Let my Dewey go. Well, the crazies are out, both fan bases. I think all 3 student fan bases that we've seen this season have been outstanding as far as
fantastic
crazy costumes and really being into the game and having some of those coordinated cheers. It's been a lot of fun. We've seen kind of a resurgence in the last couple of years with student participation in sporting events, and it's refreshing to see, if you ask me.
About 6 years ago, it was pretty sad.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
And we had good teams in the Valley, and you still wouldn't get many students there. Pututal and Oliverson. Taps controlled by Mountain Crest and the Mustangs. We'll start things off. Man defense for Skyview. Oliverson on Perks. We mentioned Oliverson, the top rebounder in 4A. And that's one thing he does well. I think Moore scores every bit as well as Oliverson, but Oliverson a little bit more rugged down in the paint. Something that maybe Moore's game's a little bit different.
No, Moore likes that outside shot as well, and he's pretty smooth at the hoop. And look for him to put on some pounds in the offseason.
Pututal. And there's a board for Oliverson.
You know, I've asked coaches before, who is their most bitter rival in the Valley? Because you have 3 teams, so you wonder which one do they really want to beat more than any of them. And honestly, the consensus is Mountain Crest from both other teams. I don't know why that is. I think it's because Mountain Crest is really good at sports.
That's usually what happens.
It's a nice give and go.
It really is, and it's an even better looking shot by Ty Nielsen. It's going to be hard to find out who you don't like because all 3 of the teams in the Valley are good.
Makes for good TV.
Who's the biggest rival? I don't know. Who are we playing this week? Crosby looking at a 3. Too hard, rebounded by Perks. Looks under to Peterson. He works against Oliverson. That's a tall order, and he fills it.
Well, Oliverson smartly stands straight up and doesn't move or get off the ground, trying not to pick up an early foul with only 6:10 remaining in this quarter.